What are red flags at a job interview that say, working here would suck? We only want the best of the best me. How much are you paying? Minimum wage. I once interviewed for a job, and after the manager interviewed me, they had me talk to a few employees one-to-one. Everyone was friendly but oddly vague. One of them kept shaking his head no while saying things like really great place to work. At one point he started making these weird googly eye expressions at me, like he was a hostage who desperately had to express urgent information without talking. I was young and needed a job, and figured, oh, this place seems fine. It was not fine. After they hired me, he became a good friend and told me I was trying everything possible to warn you non-verbally not to take it. When you ask, what do you like about working here, and the interviewer talks about the location of the job, it's a great place to live, instead of the actual job. If they tell you that you have to be available for work schedules at almost any time on short notice, that shows they have no respect for your personal time. How many hours a week do salaried employees work? I had a job where my coworker got promoted to manager, not even manager of our department, but up to assistant manager of the whole restaurant. He continued to do his previous job and added on top of that a whole new set of manager duties. Turns out his hours increased by 150%, but was only paid $1 to $2 more per hour than before. Being salaried is usually considered better, but these employers were taking advantage of their managerial staff by making them salaried and making them work crazy long hours. Ask, what are your hobbies? Fun things to do in the area. If you get a mix of responses, that's fine, but if no one you talk to has time, energy for hobbies? Run, it means they don't have the time, energy for a personal life. I have a few. Overtime is mandatory. We're like a family here. The application said remote, but we're actually located here, and you would need to come into the office. It's commission-based, never again. The woman told me that the previous two people in the position had left before a year was up. I thought I was mature and easygoing enough that I could succeed where they had failed. She was the absolute worst manager you could imagine. I left after 9 months. When the CEO interviewing you bangs on the glass wall to the office where one dev was looking over the shoulder of another and motioned they should get back to their desk and work. We abide by the work hard, play hard mantra here. That company will work you to death and throw a company happy hour once every 6 months with a 2-drink max. My best friend was doing an interview at Cracker Barrel, and the manager straight up said, look, we know women like to manage everything, but you can't do that here. My girlfriend had an interview for a job listed in our town at our local clinic, and then they told her she actually is going to be working at another site an hour and a half away for days of the week. The last day was local, LOL. What would you say are your biggest weaknesses? My biggest weakness is that I don't have time for bullshit questions where it's supposed to be some sort of dumb puzzle to figure out how to spin a weakness into actually being a strength. Ask me questions about the fucking job. Job was offering a low wage compared to responsibilities and cost of living in 2008. I brought this up in the interview and the manager told me not to worry. There will be lots of overtime. The interview went well enough that she offered me a job on the spot. Alarm bells were ringing and I noped out. Found out from someone later that my potential boss was an absolute psychopath. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.